Remember we shared a few weeks ago, we talked about, how we wrestle even in the presence of God. Evil is still present. God is in me, but evil is yet present. Paul said, when I would do right, evil is always present. That was one of our teachings a few weeks ago. Evil is still present, but here's the teaching point. But we don't have to be afraid of evil. Ooh, I like that. Just because evil is present doesn't mean I have to fear, that I have to change my focus and the direction that I'm traveling in life. Watch this. Sometimes in the natural realm, when we come upon something that we are unfamiliar with, or something that we don't want to encounter, something that we are afraid of, we change our course. But I want you to pay attention to the text. The psalmist is saying, I have to walk through this valley of the shadow of death. I don't have any choice. The shadow is a part of every day. So I have to travel. I have to navigate through this path. As believers, we can't pretend that we're going to escape all of the challenges in this life. There will be valleys that we have to pass through. But just because we come upon a valley that we don't like, we come upon a season that we don't want, just because we find ourselves at the crossroads of a circumstance that we believe is not for our benefit. Watch this. The psalmist says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I don't have to be afraid because evil is present. I won't fear the evil that is present. I'm not going to allow evil to make me turn away or turn around because I'm going through a hard time. I'm going to trust that the Lord is. Oh, see, that's our teaching from the first lesson in this series. Because of who he is, I'm not going to be afraid. Because he's my shepherd, I'm trusting that he's going to feed me, he's going to lead me, he's going to protect me, even through the valleys, even through the shadows that show up daily. I'm not going to be afraid to keep walking in life. Oh, man, I hope you can grab a hold of this. That I can continue to walk the path of life even in the presence of the shadow of death. Just because there are reminders that I'm not going to be here long, I'm not going to be here permanently, does not mean I cannot continue to experience life. In our greatest moment of tragedy, in our greatest moment of loss, we still need to recognize that we can continue to walk in life. So I will fear no evil. Why? Because I think it says clearly right here. Let me make sure that it hasn't changed. Watch this. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Oh, why? Because you're with me. Case in point. If God is with me, I don't have to be afraid. I mean, I believe we underscored this point countless of times in our broadcast, that when God is with me, it changes everything. The series we completed before this, dealing with the presence of God. What happens when God is present? When he's present, he's present even in the time of trouble. Very present help, the psalmist said, in the time of trouble. When God is present, it changes everything. Changes how I respond to circumstances. Why? Because he's present. It changes the outcome of my circumstance. Why? Because he's present.